one of the biggest things that we always feel when we think about car parking is there is really efficient ways to do car parking and there's really inefficient ways to do car parking. And that's really where the traffic engineer's role comes in terms of how we kind of work with that.
Yeah, and in particular in Victoria, it's having regard to the relevant standards. So in this case, it's the Australian standard and then also the planning scheme, clause 5206. Some of those requirements vary in terms of, they don't talk to one another, and depending on which local government you're in, they have different preferences in terms of which one you adopt. So that can be difficult for clients where they're doing multiple projects in different municipalities, just getting a grasp on how they should be designing their relevant development.
And I think what we really bring to the game is the local experience. You can't beat local experience in this particular area because of all those variables. To be able to understand which one to apply in what situation is what we're really giving to you.
I think when you're looking at designing a car park, the two starting points are the vehicle access location to the external road network. So you need to make sure it's appropriately located and then appropriately designed. And then it's the internals, so making sure the car park is functional from a manoeuvring point of view, but then also accords with the relevant standards in terms of grades, car parking dimensions, headroom clearance, all those critical factors that we assist the architect or the building designer in particular to make sure when they put it into council, all those critical elements have been addressed.
And I think one of the important things that we bring to the table in the modern world is really these new style car parking solutions. So there are car stackers, literally cars on top of each other with a mechanical system. There's car lifts to access a basement, so you don't necessarily need a ramp to get into a basement. You can use a lift that takes the car down and takes it in. And the third one, which is really interesting, is car turntables. So you can spin a car on the spot. And we have quite a deep experience in all three of those and provide really unique solutions.
I think that's an important aspect as well. A lot of development sites now are, let's call it the less preferable sites. They're smaller, narrower. So you need to have some ideas around how you can get the level of car parking required to get the yield of development above basement or above ground level car parking that's going to make it financially viable. So if that's mechanical solutions, then we can have a look at that. We can review, come up with the best options and even look at the pricing, because obviously the pricing can vary depending on the type of product you're looking at. So that's definitely a consideration when you're designing these mechanical installations.